Budgeting is something that I do at the beginning of every year. Setting a budget allows me to spend intentionally within my means in a guilt-free manner while ensuring I am on track to achieving my money goals. In this video, I am going to share my budget performance from 2024 and my updated budget for 2025. I started 2024 with this budget plan. If you want to find out more about the reasons behind each number, watch last year's video here. In the middle of June last year, in my 300k video, I talked about updating my budget because of changes in my mindset about spending money. This was my updated budget since then. I updated my food budget to $400 from $300 a month. I also updated my travel budget to $4,500 from $2,800. A change that was unrelated to my money mindset is the addition of a phone bill category under my monthly expenses. This expense had been covered by my dad since we were kids, and last year I finally took over covering this expense for myself. I was within the budgeted amount for my monthly expenses, but I burst my budget for my yearly ad hoc expenses, mainly in the miscellaneous and learning categories. I exceeded the gifts category slightly by only $70. The miscellaneous category is for any other essential expense that I did not anticipate. This is not for emergency situations, but rather for replacement of essential items like clothing and other ad hoc items that I need. My budget was $150, and it was deliberately kept small to avoid unnecessary purchases. I exceeded my budget and spent about $1,000. About $500 went towards two large essential expenses, dental and prescription glasses. I haven't been keeping up with my checkups in these two areas in the last few years, so they did not have any place in my budget and ended up falling under here. The remaining $500 plus went to the purchase of workout equipment and workout clothes. I started exercising regularly this year and got a whole set of workout wear and some equipment, which will probably last for a couple of years. Do I regret or feel bad about overspending? Not in this case, because it's not due to an impulse. It's an intentional decision to spend that money in support of a positive habit I was incorporating into my life. The learning category is for learning opportunities. My budget was $1,000, but I also mentioned last year that I was prepared to spend more here if there were learning opportunities I really wanted to pursue. In total, I spent about $6,700 on courses and mentorships to enhance my investing and trading knowledge and skills. I talked about my decision to spend this money in my year-end reflection video. This is definitely something I will not regret as well because it's an investment in myself that will continue to reap dividends long into the future. In total, in 2024, I spent $29,000. My take-home pay from my day job was $69,900. So that brought my savings in at $41,000 or 59% of my take-home pay, of which the bulk of it went into my brokerage account for long-term investments. For 2025, my estimated take-home pay for my day job is between $70,000 and $73,000. As for my budget, much of it will remain unchanged from the previous year, except for the following. I estimate my monthly income tax bill to come in around $200 a month from May onwards. This is up from $170 the previous year. I reduced the budget for my mobile plan to $10 from $15 a month because there are more and more attractive plans as telcos compete with each other for customers. I increased my budget for gifts to $1,000 from $930 because why not? This is about the same amount that I spent last year. I increased my budget for miscellaneous needs to $300 from $150 a year. This would include essential items like clothing and essential services like dental, if there's anything additional I need to pay on top of the yearly amount that I can claim from my employer. Lastly, I increased my budget for learning to $2,500 from $1,000 a year. I expect to renew some of the mentoring services this year to further my growth as an investor and trader. This will bring my total budget for the year to $25,680. If I stay within this budget, I would have a savings rate of about 65%. With the savings, I plan to build a bigger emergency fund of $15,000, up from $10,000, given changes to my expenses over the years. This would comfortably cover between 6 to 9 months of basic living expenses, minus non-essential categories of expenses like travel and fun. After hitting $15,000 from my emergency fund, my plan is to allocate the rest of my savings towards long-term investments and funding my trading account. In my last video, I talked about the lowest point in my money journey last year when I invested my emergency fund in the stock market, a mistake that I've made not just once, but twice in recent years. That mistake was a result of mindset issues. So this year, in addition to working on the mindset issues, I have tangible measures in place to keep me from repeating the mistake again. Half of my emergency fund will be continually placed in very short-term fixed deposits of 1 month, split into denominations of $500 or $1,000 and spread out over a month. This would make it difficult for me to retrieve the money to invest in the stock market. If anything were to happen, I have half of my fund in my savings account to fall back on, while I progressively withdraw the rest from fixed deposits, which can be done within a maximum of 1 month. That's it for my budget update for this year. Subscribe and join me on my financial freedom journey.